You're paralyzed in your 20s, just sitting there watching your peers succeed. Why are you failing while everyone else crushes it? Listen to me. Your anxiety is a trap built entirely on phantom standards. Let's state this coldly. You aren't falling behind because you lack intelligence. No. You're falling behind because you're running a completely different race, but you're intensely staring at someone else's finish line. It's a fatal error in trajectory. Every single day you wake up and exhaust yourself sprinting in the absolute wrong direction, constantly checking the leaderboard of a game you never even signed up to play. When you measure your internal invisible progress against their highly visible external results, you engineer your own misery. This mismatch is the exact poison draining your energy. It makes every single day feel like an impossible climb up the completely wrong mountain. Now, let's talk about your gaming, your endless scrolling, those late nights binge-watching mindless content. You call it harmless relaxation, right? You claim it just takes the edge off a frustrating day. That is a lie. What this actually is a cowardly suppression of essential biological discomfort. Here is a terrifying neurological reality. When you flood your brain with cheap, unearned dopamine, you actively downregulate your own dopamine receptors. You are biologically numbing your capacity to feel driven. You experience the natural pain of stagnation, and instead of using that exact pain as fuel to move, you intentionally drug your ambition. Discomfort is literally meant to push you into action. Every single time you reach for a quick digital escape, you violently murder that vital impulse. You're trading a temporary high for permanent mediocrity. This numbing agent actively destroys your baseline ambition. Look, your natural drive, it's incredibly high, but introduce even moderate distraction, and that drive drops significantly. Constant numbing, though, it leaves your drive critically low. Dulling your mind just to cope with a mediocre life is a fatal disease. The dopamine you effortlessly harvest from screens completely replaces the dopamine you're supposed to earn by conquering real-world obstacles. You are literally reprogramming your own brain to accept losing. The more you numb the frustration, the weaker you become against the actual friction of reality. Real fulfillment strictly requires deliberate self-limitation. You absolutely must ruthlessly cut the noise, trim the constant diversions, and isolate just 2 or 3 meaningful pursuits. Stop trying to be everywhere and do everything. Confine your focus. When you strip away those cheap escapes, the absolute silence is going to feel terrifying at first. But that terror, that's your mind finally waking up from a self-induced coma. Harness it. Demand it from yourself. Channel every single ounce of that renewed baseline drive directly into those isolated pursuits. True survival requires eliminating your comfortable options. Number 1, the fast cash burnout. Stop chasing status. You see someone making quick money online, you watch them brag about some high-status title, and immediately you feel like a total failure. But chasing someone else's game just for the money or the status actively forces you into hyper-competitive, deeply crowded fields. This guarantees absolute burnout. You're blindly trading your long-term potential for the mere illusion of immediate status. It's a desperate grab for external validation that will leave you entirely hollow. You are playing by rules written by the victors of that specific game, which ensures you remain at a massive disadvantage. You simply cannot win a war using someone else's strategy. Lasting success requires you to abandon the pre-packaged roadmap to quick cash and double down on your unique, specific inclinations. You must build unique skills. Which creates a terrifying suspense loop. What does actual skill acquisition look like? Think about it. If the pre-packaged roadmaps are traps, how does one actually succeed? Does lasting success even exist, or is absolutely everyone around you just faking it? You've been lied to about what it takes to actually become elite. The reality of building unique skills is deeply hidden from public view. It is not glamorous. It is definitely not fast. The brutal truth about this process will shock you, and it directly exposes exactly why you quit so early. Number 2, the frustration growth paradox. Embrace the pain. We have to attack your psychological fragility right now. Whenever a new skill feels unbearably slow, whenever the work becomes deeply boring, you immediately assume you lack talent. You tell yourself, I just don't have what it takes. This is absolute weakness. You're incorrectly interpreting the necessary friction of learning as a glaring signal to quit. You run away the exact second the cheap dopamine dries up. You must reframe your pain immediately. Real skill acquisition is deeply uncomfortable. It's boring. It's highly repetitive. It is agonizingly slow. You are comparing your raw, unedited, miserable struggle in the dark to their polished highlight reel, crafted specifically to look effortless. This false comparison is actively destroying your confidence. It makes you feel incompetent, when in reality, you are just going through the mandatory initiation phase of any real achievement. You're comparing your day 1 to their year 10. Burn this into your mind right now. Frustration isn't a sign that you're failing. It's the exact sensation of your capacity expanding. You must accept this psychological warning. Running from frustration is running from growth, period. When your brain hurts, when you want to smash your keyboard, when you desperately want to open a new tab and just escape, that is the exact moment your mental capacity is stretching. Lean straight into the pain. Do not retreat. Embrace the agonizing tedium as absolute proof that you are actually moving forward. Number 3, the manufactured urgency mandate. Destroy overthinking. You tell yourself a massive lie every single day. I just need more time to figure things out. You convince yourself that hesitation is actually preparation. It's not. Giving yourself an endless runway only leads to total analysis paralysis. It guarantees passive execution. Unlimited time is the enemy of action. It breeds infinite hesitation and ensures you never take a real risk. To survive, you must implement a brutal sequence. You have to set artificial deadlines and compress your timeframes to force immediate action. If you give yourself a year to do something, it will take a year of quiet planning and zero execution. You must artificially choke your timeline and strip away perfectionism, because perfectionism is merely a shield for cowards afraid to be judged on their actual output. Force the concept of extreme speed into your reality. 7 days. Highly compressed timeframes destroy overthinking. When you only have 7 days to launch the project, write the pitch, or make the call, you do not have the luxury of second-guessing. You execute or you completely fail. This massive compression builds momentum faster than months of quiet planning ever will. Speed is a weapon. Use it to completely bypass your own paralyzing self-doubt. Act relentlessly before your brain even has time to invent excuses. Number 4, the final pressure cooker. Raise the stakes. This exposes your final pathetic delusion, waiting for readiness. You wait until you feel fully ready, fully capable, and fully confident before taking a big leap. But the cold reality is, the people succeeding all around you did not wait for confidence. They engineered pressure. They backed themselves into a corner where they literally had to fight their way out. You must make public commitments, take on bigger responsibilities, raise your personal stakes until backing down becomes biologically impossible. Tell everyone what you're going to do. Put your money on the line. Put your reputation on the line. When failure means total public humiliation or severe financial pain, you will suddenly find the energy to execute flawlessly. This is the ultimate survival mechanism, the positive pressure cooker. It's a forced, high-stakes environment where the mind stops second-guessing and simply finds a way to win. Creating this precise pressure is the only way to override your chronic hesitation. When the bridge is burning rapidly behind you, you stop wondering if your running form is perfect, you just run. Your mind is incredibly resourceful when it is deliberately given zero escape routes. Force it into submission. And now we arrive at the chilling reality of this explainer. There is no secret blueprint. No one woke up with a magic map for life. The men and women who move forward are simply the ones who stopped trading long-term progress for short-term comfort. If you feel left behind today, good. Use that exact friction. That pain means you secretly know you are capable of far more than the mediocrity you are currently settling for. The only difference between them and you is who stops numbing the pain and starts moving. It comes down to a stark binary choice. Stop watching them run and start building your own line. Will you use your friction to finally adapt, or will you perish in total obscurity? The choice is entirely yours.